I um, I deleted the last one. It was too angry, um, and I thought about it. And I thought, oh, I don't even know how to explain it to you. And I thought, no, I don't want to upset you as well as Raf and bloody. It's just, and I don't even know what was wrong with what happened, but it's happened before. And oh, like, see, Asian will say to me, just get the thing done, Kiri. Just get the site. Hurry up. I need it done in a hurry. I actually think that's better. It's like you'll say, oh no, I don't, I don't want any money. Anything else. It actually, believe it or not, it throws. It sounds like it's the right way to go, and that it's a good thing that, no, just a friend, and you're very principled. You'd never take money from me because you're just helping out. And in fact, what happens, and what happened last night is you weren't working. I was trying to get started. You not only, you actually end up getting in the way. You see what I'm saying? You actually, because of this attitude that you have, which you think is so good, but you actually end up getting in the way. Now, if you were thinking what the way Asian is, for example, you'd be thinking, get to work, Bob. I need the job. You know. Um, no, so what's happening here? What's going? And you'd be on the. It's sort of like this. The moment you're sort of all over the place, up, down, around, your emotions are high, low. One moment you're going to buy everybody a house, cars, the whole thing. Next moment, life sucks, and you're going to fail. Um, yeah, look, I actually you just can't do that around other entrepreneurs. It's too hard. All right, because I've spent a long time trying to get very even. And when things go wrong, and they often do, okay, you don't panic. I don't react. It's just okay. That's what happened. Even with the separation, there's no emotion there at all. They were trying to get me to be angry, but I'm just so many things have gone wrong. You just learn not to be angry. I got a bit angry today because I wasn't expecting it. I mean, it was almost like, I hate to say, but it's almost like you were trying to fuck me up. Because I'm if you look at my nails, sometimes they've got a bit of length, but most of the time I'm chewing them because I'm right on the edge the whole time of success and failure. That's what it's like. I'm right up there, right at the very top of the apex. Just one little step that way is success, the other little step that way is failure. Or more to the point, it's probably like walking across a tightrope. Failure both sides. One misstep, one little bang, and failure. Okay, so that's that's how and we've had this discussion where I thought I'd had this discussion before with you. Life sucks. I'm stupid. It's the same thing over and over again. I've heard it all before, and it does absolutely nothing to lift my day. If anything, it'll just bring it crashing down. Um, and I don't want it to come crashing down. I want to. I actually have to get working more. And if you're sort of, and I was actually typing to you a lot today, I was spending a lot of time with you, and in the end, you brought me down. I don't want this. And so as I'm saying to Rafi, why are you just going off at people, Rafani? Steph, seriously, what for? What are you getting out of it? It's not helping anybody. It's just what you did last night. Did it help? You've said it all before. Is it helping? You know, I, you're in a bad environment. You're with older parents who don't have any faith in your ability to be an entrepreneur. They just want you to get a job. You know, jobs are going. They don't know that. They don't believe that's going to happen. I think jobs are always. But you're in a. That's why I don't talk to people here. Okay, they bring you down. It's just anywhere really. They just bring you down. And but what happens? They bring you down, and then it dominoes onto me, and you bring me down. You don't mean to. It's just the way it happens. So then I'll say to you things like, well, and your Israeli friend would have done the same. Maybe we could do this. Maybe, and you go, nah, 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 nah. And you're sort of like, and we're thinking, look, come on, Paul, really, we're trying to concentrate. We've got stuff to do here. Either you have to fit in with us. You can't be sort of all over the place here. And we're not interested in principles. Okay, and it's apart from honesty, I think it'd be about my most principal thing. It's important to remain honest. It's not important to do work for nothing. That's not important. You know what I mean? It doesn't like what you're saying. It's principled. Yeah, like I think it's important to be honest, so you can come up and say no. So anyone, we can look at it and go, no, it's not clear. It doesn't make it clear. Will they believe that? Will they believe that's possible? Um, or whatever it is. So you have to be honest and question, and that's useful. But how is working for an entrepreneur for nothing useful? You know, I'm not going to pay you if there's no money coming in from the business. It's not coming out. It's not coming out of my pot. I'm not sort of saying, oh, here I'm helping you out, but I'm not helping you out. I'm suggesting this could be because we work well together online. I'm saying it could be a possibility. And you're closing the door. No, that's not an option. No, my father said I have to go back to work. I hate to say it, but I mean, if you're 33, almost 34, okay. Um, I don't know what to say to you. I'm still, it's frustrating because you're not behaving like an entrepreneur. You're behaving like an employee. Um, to be honest, and because they go up and down and up and down. And when I was your age, I was up and down at extreme highs, extreme lows. All right, that's gone, long gone, 30 years ago. Um, it, uh, yeah, I don't know how else to put it. It's you just sort of can't think that way. It's you've got to, I think, I could be wrong, but I think you've got to remain very focused, very on the path. Don't trip over the edge, and forget about bloody the fortune that you're going to make or the disaster it's going to be. Try and put that out of mind. And you have to work out and you start thinking in terms of options. And I've explained this before. You have to sort of you sit back and you say, okay, how do I think, what can I put up, and when? Are we talking 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, roughly? Um, and that's what I had to do with, say, with my accounting thing. I don't know. I'll be struggling to get it done by March next year to get the number of done. And I changed it around a bit and thought about launching with a fewer number. But besides, I needed a break from it. Okay, I'd been going solid on it for a long time. I needed a break, and I needed to, just have a bit. But see, what you're doing is doing, oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Oh, and really, all you spent 3 hours this morning just bringing, just shoving that into me. And you have to start seeing that what you're pumping in there is what I'm eating. It's like we're giving one another messages, brain food, and if it's like that, if it's that negative, why don't you just here, Bob, have the gun? I'm about to, because it's actually hitting me, and it's not even any point in you trying to disguise it. It's not happening with you. What you have to try and do is get yourself sorted out. Somehow you can't think like that. And you might be working too many hours a week. You might have to look at it and think, well, no, I can do this many hours because, you might find you're only doing so many hours per week. You might want to do more and might be pushing yourself to do more, but the truth is you can only do so many. And then you may have to think, how can I step, which is how I had to think. You've got to go through all of this. It's I can't take it. I can't absorb it because it knocks me off. As I said, I can absorb a fair bit of shit from people, but when it gets to be closely aligned with what I do, it's like, oh shit, don't take me back there, please. So I'm not thinking. I can't think of houses, cars, anything. Okay, I've really just got to stay focused on what I've got to do. And this is really what you have to do too. But I think you'll find you've got a long way ahead of you. It's a big task you've undertaken. Most people put a team together. and you're trying to do it yourself and in a hurry. Oh, come on, Bob. Seriously, if it's that's why I suggest maybe you could help me, or maybe you could help this Israeli guy if he's got the money. If you got, and you just think, well, you could do an hour a day for somebody, and really, I mean, otherwise, it's 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 making it hard for us. Because he obviously likes you, I like you, but it makes it very difficult for us, right? Because it sounds like he's doing something similar as well, something along the same lines. And he's got to try and keep his confidence up. And you chat, 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 and you have to be careful what you say to people. Because you don't think it's anything. It's like, you don't think, and you're saying it again over and over. Oh, I'm a stupid. I'm a stupid. And I'm looking at it thinking, oh my God, Father, will you shush with that, please? Because what happens is if you tell yourself you're a stupid, yep, you'll be stupid. And the other side of it, tell yourself you're really clever. Yeah, you can be clever, like Sue's brother. Oh, I tell you and everybody else how clever and wonderful he is. And he probably is to some extent. I don't know. But I try not to go either way. I don't put myself down and I don't put myself up. It doesn't help. I try to remain calm and balanced. Yeah, because I mean, if it's you pump yourself up or put yourself down, it's just there's enough people in the world to do it without you doing it yourself. But you're there. Oh, I'm a stupid. And I'm just, oh God, I can't handle that. I can't handle it. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't even look at it. Um, it's I don't know. It just can't. It's very sensitive. And people say to me, "Gee, you're sensitive." I say, yeah, I'll have to be. That's part of being an entrepreneur. You have to be very sensitive of what the market might be doing. I often can't see them. I can only guess. And I used to try and help Sue, and I couldn't even get in the office with her. And I try and find out information. She said, "Oh, what do you want to know?" I go, "Oh." I had to try and do it through walls and try and work out what the fuck was going on. It just about killed me. And she wasn't even going to tell me anything. It was like, yeah, what do you want to know? Okay, I don't know. But and then when I started work at the food bank, I thought, oh shit, this is so easy. You can just see them; they're right there. You can see what they're looking at. You can talk to them. You can gauge their reaction like that, easy. But with this stuff, and it's just any fool can do. Oh, I don't know if they can or not, but I mean, it's just obvious to me. Well, just compared to this, here you've just got to feel, and it's just a slightest little something niggling there, something. And so I'm listening out, or even in myself, and what I've done, or what I'm doing that. And you'll say, I'm stupid. I said, oh, holy God, blimey. And I don't think you understand that. I don't think anybody does. And they say, oh, you're sensitive. Of course I'm sensitive. It's just, well, I look at something and I think, no, that's just wrong. That's right. And yet, I showed it to Jamie the other day. And she said, oh, this is a chat site. And, it's, and then she's just, obviously, she's looking at something, and I thought, shit, yeah, she's right. It looks like a chat site. It reads like a chat site. She's not reading it, not looking into it. Yeah, so, I had to, and I'm trying to work out. I've worked out. I think I'll show it to you later, but I've come up with an idea. I think that explains things quite well, actually. I don't know how I came up with it, but it does. But I don't know what it is you're not getting, and you're probably thinking, oh, I'm just complaining, Bob. What's the problem? Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. It's yeah. As I said, it's something you can do with a fellow employee. Where somebody else is paying you, it doesn't matter. You don't need your confidence that much. In this, we need our confidence big time. But that doesn't mean to say we become overly confident or underly confident. We try to just maintain our confidence. Yeah, and I'd say the Israeli would probably be the same. If he's not talking to you much, it's you're probably actually putting him off. You're probably knocking him off. Uh, yeah, that could be happening. I don't know. I don't know what to say to him. But see, a lot of that thinking is sort of non. It's like not thinking. I've heard all the words before. It's like a program that's just spewing out of your fingers. You know, I could go back and find one that'd be similar. It'd be all the same words, but there's no thought in there. It's just you just got all these whatever, and they're just pouring out on the screen, and it's awful. Um, Really, uh, it's not talking to me at all. It's talking at me. Yeah, so blah blah. Life sucks, blah blah. And I'm going to buy my brother a house, and you're not really talking to me. Because if you're thinking, I thought, oh, I've already told Bob this 5 times. Maybe I'm boring him. If you're thinking, but you're not, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You're so tired, and you're like you're drunk. I've got to go to bed. I'm tired, and I'm trying to get in the morning, and I've got my calendar set up, um, and 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 then you'll say on top of that, I can't change. No, I'm just the same. This is just me. This is the way I am. And yeah, I guess if you think like that, yeah, you won't change. But see, the calendar I'm working on, the Outlook thing, the guy suggested it, and I said, oh, yeah, okay, I'll give that a go. So quite open to change. It's IT. It's all change. You think you're just doing an animation, but you're actually, you're doing it all. So you'll have to, so much more you've got to do and expose yourself to. You're just doing the product part of it at the moment. Wait until you get into the marketing and all that sort of thing. That's IT, and you'll have to change. You can't have that attitude. Your parents can, because they're old, they're out of it. They're not going to change. They're going to learn computer skills. They're doing it. They're not going to change. But you're in IT, and if you're not up to changing, then you better get out of IT, because it's all about change. It'll be different in 3 years' time, 4 years' time. It's already hugely different. Back in 2013, I was putting together HTML web pages. 3 years later, I wouldn't touch HTML. I'm using the WordPress. Who knows what's going to be around in 3 years? I reckon it'll still be WordPress. But can you see what I'm saying? It's a big change. And I could take the view, oh, I'm not going to learn anything new. I don't have a choice to learn. I just have to keep changing. Yeah, and there's nothing to stop you from changing. There's like if there was an opportunity to work for the Israeli or for me or for or whatever, why not take it? But if I mention that, it'll be oh no, I don't want to do it. Even if it was just for a while or something. But you really should be thinking, okay, well maybe all right, if that goes, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I'd need to. Yeah, what can we do here, Bob? How much money do I need? And juggle it around. But you're not thinking like that. I don't know what you are thinking like. Nothing, I guess. I don't mean that but it just doesn't come across as a. And I think, unfortunately, you're in your bloody childhood home. Gee, I think that'd be hard. By the time I was 33, I probably had 15 addresses. So maybe that's and it's, but all I can say is it really knocked me off this morning. It just knocked me off big time, and I don't want to be knocked off. I really, as I've started say the same thing. I'm deliberately trying to do things to keep my spirits up. Trying to remember, I've actually estranged from my family. I can't. They're like they're dead. All right, so I'm not normal. Yeah, it's like that. It's like they're dead and they live 2 miles away. And it doesn't matter thinking, oh, that's bad. Just actually look at it different. Just try and understand that. Try and think, yeah, it's like he's trying to do things to keep going. I can't handle oh, God, it sucks. I just go and get the sleepers and just throw them down my throat. And it's the same as Rafani, What, the guy was bloody upset as hell. It's as obvious as it shit. Why attack him? I just don't understand it. I mean, why, why not get in touch um, with the other person? Feel them. Feel what I'd be going through. I feel what you're going through, and I can't treat you like that. I don't want to be treated like, it's only you, Bob. Doesn't really matter. As I'm reeling around, and um, it's I don't know. It's happening everywhere. It's just people aren't in touch with. I don't mean you to be totally super sensitive, but I'm trying to do things very deliberately to make it better. And there's no sloppy stuff. There's no, I don't give a shit, Oh, who cares, it's only you. In fact, I was thinking about it a lot. I put a video up this morning. I thought it was too angry. That's why I deleted it. I thought about it. And I was very bloody cranky at first. I can tell you it was because I can't explain it. You think it's right. You think it's the right way to go, but it's actually Asian. Honestly, Asian's way is just it's far easier. There's no doubt about it. No, just fucking hurry up and get it done, Bob. And see, you don't really care. So if anything, you slowed me up today. And if she'd say, "No, Bomber, fuck off. He's got to start work." But that's what happens. And because you're not thinking in any sort of commercial way, of course you can do that. But this is my work day, Maybe that's what it is. It's my work day and you don't give a fuck, you don't care. So, just talking about the same shit as, I have 14 times before. And you're sort of throwing me off. And then you'll turn around and, oh, well, I won't talk to you then. Yeah, great. The idea is to work out what to do and how to do it. And yeah, you may have to change. I have to change all the time. Sorry, this is what I'm saying. You're sitting there saying you can't change. Sorry. It's time for women to start changing as well. We us guys have to do it. I might not like the revisions. I sometimes look at Asian and think, oh, she only wants money. In some ways, for work, it's easier. And it's, but I know you. But see, Asians always wanted money. That's all she talks about. She's boring about talking about money. I need money. I haven't got any money. Yeah, I know. I've heard it before. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I can't explain it to you why, but it's better. Okay, talk to you when you're on. Bye.